Mr. McLeod,
Contempt for what?
Mr. McLeod, two things are going to happen. You're going to answer my question, or you're going to jail for summary contempt for not complying with the court's request. Do you, Mr. McLeod, understand that the maximum penalty for the charge against you is 3 years in prison and or $1,000 fine?
I don't understand the charges.
Mr. McLeod is in contempt of court taken into custody.
Really? That's it.
This hearing, pure chaos from start to finish. Mr. McLeod is in court for assaulting a police officer, but instead of owning up to the charge, he decides to play the sovereign citizen card, claiming the court has no authority over him. Classics. Move. He interrupts, yells, and throws around fake legal terms like he's casting spells. But the judge. She shuts him down every single time. Things get heated, and by the end, the judge has had enough and sends him to a jail cell for the night. The confidence this guy has in his nonsense is unreal, only for him to be completely dismantled by the legal system. Make sure to like and subscribe if you love this type of content.
Do you understand your right to a lawyer, including a court-appointed lawyer?
I understand that.
Okay. And do you wish to represent yourself instead of having an attorney?
Yeah, I'm here by special appearance, and I will be representing myself.
Okay. I'm required by law before I accept that waiver to do a couple things. One, advise you of the maximum penalties that you could face for the charges that you're in my court for. Resisting, obstructing conservation officers is a high court misdemeanor punishable by up to 2 years in prison and or $1,000 fine. There's a habitual offender second notice that's been filed by the prosecutor, which would make that a felony punishable by up to 3 years and or $1,000 fine. And marine safety operating while intoxicated is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days and or a $100 to $500 fine. Do you understand the maximum penalty for the charges against you?
Well, I don't even really understand why I'm here.
Now, let's dive right in. Look at the judge's composure. She really tries to give Mr. McLeod a chance, even though he's interrupting and throwing around nonsense. Honestly, her patience is impressive. McLeod keeps pretending he doesn't understand basic legal concepts. But is he really that out of it? Or is he just putting on an act to avoid taking responsibility? Let me know in...
Well, okay. Well, that's fine. Do you understand the maximum penalty that I just explained to you?
No.
Hold on. I can't let you represent yourself until I establish a couple things.
Well, I need to establish a couple things too, honestly.
Hold on. Well, I can't let you represent yourself until I establish a couple things, or I'm going to be in trouble.
Okay.
Do you understand that the maximum penalty that you could face for the charges that you're here for is up to 3 years in prison and or a $1,000 fine?
I don't understand the nature and cause of the action against me. So
what is it that you don't understand? Do you not understand how long 3 years is, or how much the fine is that I've articulated? Can you tell me what it is you don't understand?
The nature and cause of the action against me because we don't establish jurisdiction.
That's not what I'm asking you right now. Well, I'll let you place whatever objections you want on the record, Mr. McLeod. I promise you that. Okay. Can we just go one step at a time? So, do you understand the maximum penalty that you could face if you're convicted as charged? 3 years in prison or $1,000 fine.
Well, I have another question because the statutory jurisdiction doesn't exist under the Constitution. So, in order for me to defend myself, could you please tell me where the published rules of conduct are for criminal statutory jurisdiction, or where I can find the nature and cause of this jurisdiction, or how this information exists?
No, I don't even understand what you're asking.
So you're saying this is a statutory jurisdiction under what? The statutes of Michigan, correct?
Mr. McLeod, I've told you what my jurisdiction is.
General jurisdiction.
The people of the state of Michigan voted to convene a constitutional convention in 1961.
Sure.
There was a constitutional convention in 1961 and 1962. They proposed a state constitution. The voters of the state of Michigan ratified that in 1963. Article 6 establishes the judicial power, and the circuit court is a court under that judicial power of Article 6 of the state constitution. And so you're here in my court. I have subject matter jurisdiction over those crimes. I have personal jurisdiction over you because you've been alleged to have committed them in our county. That's my jurisdiction. So, Mr. McLeod, you want to represent yourself? Do you understand the maximum penalty that you could face of 3 years in prison and or $1,000 fine?
One second.
I can see why his attorney withdrew. Oh, shit.
Hang on, someone in the prosecutor's office is not muted. I'm going to remove you from the meeting at this time.
Oh,
Prosecutor's office is generally allowed to attend to observe. They've participated. I'm removing them.
In the comments what you think. Does this guy actually believe his own hype? Or is he just trying to stall? Honestly, the judge isn't wrong here. This moment was so raw, I'm surprised she didn't burst out laughing. How does something like this even happen in a courtroom? Maybe she's just an older lady who can't believe what she's hearing? Or maybe she's in disbelief that this is even real. Either way, it perfectly sums up what everyone in the room is thinking about McLeod. And really, it makes sense why his attorney withdrew. McLeod is sitting there, shuffling through a pile of papers, searching for a fake legal loophole to magically get him off the hook. He genuinely thinks he's about to pull off the legal equivalent of a magic trick. Meanwhile, everyone in the room already knows how this is going to end. It's like watching someone try to win a game without understanding the rules. And by the end of it, the prosecutor's comment is the cherry on top. Because if you were her, you'd probably be thinking the same thing. The commitment to this nonsense is real. McLeod just keeps going, shuffling papers and quoting fake laws. It's like a bad improv show that won't end. Let's get back to it. At this point, you can feel the judge's frustration. She's done with McLeod's nonsense, and honestly, she's just spitting straight facts. McLeod is fumbling through his papers, quoting fake laws, and the judge is calmly roasting him in the most professional way possible. You've got to respect it, though. She's calling it how it is, without even breaking a sweat. Moments like this remind you why judges are the ultimate authority in the room. This guy, a total joke. Watching him try to play lawyer when he clearly has no idea.
Mr. McLeod, do you understand the maximum penalty that you could face?
One second. Okay, so when enforcement of mere statutes, judges of all courts do not act judicially and are thus are not protected and qualified by limited immunity. That's Owen versus the city. I just want to state a few things for the record since you're claiming this is a jurisdiction under statutory law.
Hang on. Mr. McLeod, can we back it? Look at me for a second. Can we talk here?
I challenged subject matter jurisdiction and nothing can go forward until that's addressed. You're saying
I did address it and I denied your objection. I have subject matter
doesn't
jurisdiction.
exist under the Constitution.
Your objection is noted. So, Mr. McLeod, do you understand? Let me explain to you.
Sure.
Sometimes, as I said, people might want to represent themselves, but let's say they have limited intellectual capacity and they don't understand what's going on.
What he's doing. It's downright embarrassing. Why didn't he just get an attorney? It's not even about common sense. It's literally his right to have legal counsel under the Sixth Amendment. If he can't afford one, he gets a public defender for free. But instead of taking real legal help, he's sitting there fumbling through papers and spewing nonsense that won't hold up in any real courtroom. The judge? She starts off patient, explaining things slowly.
They know what's going on before I can allow them to represent themselves. I'm required to establish, do you comprehend, do you know the maximum penalty that you could face if you're convicted as a result of this charge? 3 years in prison or $1,000 fine. Do you understand that, Mr. McLeod?
So I'd like to state for the record that
Mr. McLeod, stop.
the court can be
Stop, Mr. McLeod. If you don't understand it, I'm going to revoke your right to represent yourself and have an attorney represent you because I can't establish that you know what you're doing. So do you know the maximum penalty that you would face?
Your Honor, I've challenged this court's jurisdiction. You haven't established it yet. You said you've got a statutory jurisdiction which doesn't exist under the Constitution. I'm trying to figure out where I stand with this. So I can't answer any of your questions until you answer some of mine.
That's not how it works. Are you refusing to answer my question?
No, I'm
Then answer it. Do you understand the maximum penalty that you face for this charge?
So judges who become involved in enforcement of
Mr.
these
McLeod,
statutes.
I have other matters. Mr. McLeod,
Agency. What's that?
you know, I understand you want to object to things and you're going to be allowed to object to things. Okay.
Sure.
But we have to do things one step at a time. And I do have other cases today I'm not going to entertain this for like a whole hour. I've got other cases going on. If you want to dig in your heels and just make this real complicated or real difficult, we could do that. And I can hold you in contempt and you'll go back to a jail cell for a while.
No, Your
and then we'll
Honor,
do
I don't wish to be held in contempt. I'm just wishing to exercise my Sixth Amendment right.
That's fine.
And
So before I can let you under,
I can
before I
cite
can,
laws, I can cite laws that will show you that the exercise of a right can be converted into a crime. I'm trying to understand the nature and cause of the action against me. You're not clarifying enough to where I can comprehend it, as you say.
you don't comprehend the maximum penalty that you would face.
I'm not answering any of those questions until you establish that this is a court of the Constitution, has jurisdiction under these jurisdictions.
I established it. I told you. You might think I'm wrong and you can appeal
There's
it.
no
to the
such
Michigan
thing as
Court
a
of Appeals.
statutory jurisdiction.
Mr. McLeod, let me make this simple for you. Do you ever watch, let me make this simple for you.
Sure.
I'm going to ask you this question one more time. One more time.
Okay.
Two things are going to happen. You are either going to answer my question or I'm going to hold you summarily in contempt. And the court officer will bring you to a jail cell and we'll talk about it tomorrow. You understand that?
So,
Mr. McLeod,
contempt for what?
Mr. McLeod, two things are going to happen. You're going to answer my question or you're going to jail for summary contempt for not complying with the court's request. Do you, Mr. McLeod, understand that the maximum penalty for the charge against you is 3 years in prison and or $1,000 fine?
I don't understand the charges.
Mr. McLeod is in contempt of court, taken into custody.
Really? That's it. Protecting my rights is what you said last time. Sorry.
Fucking Joe.
This isn't true. You guys are
Follow
following
unconstitutional
You're following
orders.
unlawful orders. It's not constitutional at all.
Mr. McLeod's in contempt, he's sentenced to 1 day in jail. Mr. McLeod, your sentence is 1 day in jail. We'll reconvene tomorrow and get you
This is
notice.
on the Constitution. I did nothing wrong except the question of excessive exercise.
But even the most patient judge can only take so much before calling it quits. What really blows my mind is the confidence this guy has while making a fool of himself. He's sitting there like he's about to crack some secret legal code, but all he had to do was answer a simple yes or no question. It's not that hard. Let's not forget this guy is facing assault on a police officer. That's a serious charge, but instead of negotiating a plea or even presenting a defense, he's wasting his time and everyone else's, and as a result, he's just earned himself an extra night in jail. The judge points out how none of his nonsense applies to his case, and she's mentally taking notes, because this is just delusional. It's entertaining, sure, but there's a sad side to this. A lot of sovereign citizens truly believe they're exempt from the law because of their made-up legal theories, but courts have been rejecting this nonsense for decades. These arguments have been shot down time and time again. Judges are obligated to follow actual law, not some wild personal interpretation. And McLeod, he's just digging himself into a deeper hole. A felony conviction for assault could mean losing basic rights like voting or owning a firearm. Plus, he's staring down prison time. So that's a wrap for my breakdown. Let me know in the comments, do you think McLeod is genuinely crazy, or is he just trying to put on a show? And if you enjoyed this clip, don't forget to like and subscribe. For more courtroom moments like this, thanks for watching. Take care.